Have you ever felt unusually tired, achy, or even noticed your blood sugar levels rising, despite eating well and living a healthy lifestyle? The root cause might not be what you expect. It could be some of the vegetables you eat every day. While vegetables are often seen as the healthiest food group, certain types can actually be harmful for older adults if consumed in large amounts. As we age, especially after turning 50, our bodies begin to change. Digestion slows down, kidney function may decline, and our body's response to certain foods can become more sensitive. Vegetables that were once good for us when we were younger might now lead to inflammation, bloating, spikes in blood sugar, or added strain on the kidneys without us even realizing it. That's why in today's video from Living Well in Later Years, we're going to explore 9 common vegetables older adults should limit or even avoid if they want to stay healthy, reduce joint pain, and keep their digestive system running smoothly. Many of these are everyday staples that might be in your meals right now. But knowing which ones to cut back on can make a big difference in how you feel, both now and in the years to come. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this with friends or family who might benefit. Every bit of support helps us bring you more useful and uplifting content for a healthier, happier life. And now, let's dive into today's topic. 1. Green peas. Small but mighty. Good, but not always. Green peas, those little bright green gems, are a common ingredient in many American kitchens. Whether in soups, stir-fries, or tossed into a salad, they're often praised for being rich in fiber, protein, and essential vitamins. But for older adults, green peas might not always be the best choice. First, green peas have a relatively high glycemic index, which means they can cause your blood sugar to spike shortly after eating. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at producing and regulating insulin. This can lead to post-meal fatigue, sluggishness, or even long-term risks like type 2 diabetes if not managed carefully. Second, green peas are high in purines, a compound that breaks down into uric acid in the body. While younger people can usually filter out excess uric acid without trouble, older adults often have weaker kidneys. This buildup can lead to joint pain, especially in the toes and feet, and may even trigger gout or kidney stones. Third, green peas contain certain indigestible components like resistant starch and lectins. For older adults with more sensitive digestion, these can lead to gas, bloating, or even digestive discomfort when eaten in large amounts. So, if you ever notice that after eating green peas, you feel unusually tired, your joints ache, or your stomach feels bloated, your body might be trying to tell you something. Here's a tip. If you enjoy green peas, you don't have to cut them out completely. Just be mindful of portion sizes, and avoid eating them every single day. Instead, try incorporating easier to digest vegetables like spinach, pumpkin, or cooked greens, which are gentler on the kidneys and more supportive of healthy digestion. 2. Asparagus, a fancy veggie that can be tough on the kidneys. Asparagus has become quite popular in recent years, with its elegant appearance and rich nutritional value. It's often found in dishes like garlic sautéed asparagus or added to soups to elevate a meal. But for older adults, asparagus may not always be the best choice, especially if you're not careful about how much you eat. First, asparagus contains a high amount of purines, a substance that turns into uric acid once inside the body. For younger folks with strong kidneys, this usually isn't a problem. But as we age, kidney function naturally declines. If uric acid builds up, it can lead to gout, a painful condition that affects the joints, especially in the toes and feet. If you've ever experienced joint pain after eating asparagus, it might be time to take a closer look. Second, asparagus has a strong diuretic effect, meaning it makes you urinate more. While this might sound like a good thing, flushing out toxins and cleansing the body, it can be risky for seniors. Older adults often have a reduced sense of thirst and a harder time staying hydrated. Too much urination can lead to dehydration, causing fatigue, dizziness, lower back pain, and added strain on the kidneys. Third, if you notice symptoms like dry mouth, frequent urination, tiredness, or mild discomfort around your lower back after eating asparagus. It could be your body's way of saying, "This veggie isn't working for me." A gentle reminder. You don't have to cut out asparagus entirely, just eat it in moderation. Always drink plenty of water. And be sure to cook it thoroughly before eating. If it still doesn't sit well with you, try kidney-friendly alternatives like zucchini, bok choy, or water spinach. They're gentler on the system and still provide plenty of nutrition. 3. Corn tasty, but your blood sugar and digestive system might disagree. Corn, whether boiled, grilled, in chowder, or even sautéed with butter, is a beloved comfort food for many. It's sweet, filling, and often thought of as a healthy, hearty addition to meals. But for older adults, enjoying corn requires a bit more caution. First, the outer skin of corn kernels contains a type of fiber called cellulose, which our bodies can't digest, especially as we age and our digestive enzymes become less efficient. This can lead to bloating, gas, or constipation. Have you ever noticed undigested corn kernels in your stool? That's a sign your digestive system is struggling to break it down. Second, corn has a high glycemic index similar to white rice. That means it can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar after eating. For those with diabetes, blood sugar issues, or fatigue after meals, corn can be a hidden culprit that's worth paying attention to. Third, corn is high in omega-6 fatty acids. While we do need some omega-6 in our diet, too much can promote inflammation in the body, which may worsen joint pain or contribute to heart health concerns. Fourth, many types of corn available today are genetically modified, GMO, or heavily treated with pesticides. Over time, the buildup of these chemicals in the body could potentially affect kidney function and disrupt the balance of healthy gut bacteria. So here's a thoughtful tip. If you enjoy corn, opt for organic or non-GMO varieties when possible. Eat it in moderation, and try not to include it in every meal. It's also best to eat it earlier in the day, like at breakfast or lunch, so your body has more time to digest it. Looking for a gentler alternative? Try leafy greens, pumpkin, or chayote squash. These veggies are easier on the stomach, kinder to your kidneys, and still provide great nutrition. 4. Cabbage, simple, affordable, but may disrupt your thyroid. Cabbage is a classic, humble vegetable that shows up in countless family meals, from boiled cabbage and stir-fries to stuffed rolls. It's affordable, easy to prepare, and often considered a healthy choice. But for older adults, especially those with thyroid concerns or digestive sensitivities, eating cabbage too often might bring more trouble than benefit. First, cabbage contains a compound called goiterin, which can interfere with the body's ability to absorb iodine. This can affect thyroid function, the gland responsible for regulating energy and metabolism. In seniors, an underactive thyroid can lead to fatigue, weight gain, cold hands and feet, sluggishness, or daytime drowsiness. So if you ever feel unusually tired or chilly after a cabbage-heavy meal, your thyroid might be reacting. Second, cabbage also contains raffinose, a complex carbohydrate that is difficult for older digestive systems to break down. This can lead to bloating, gas, cramping, or acid reflux, especially in those with diverticulitis or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Does this mean you should stop eating cabbage altogether? Not at all. When prepared properly, cabbage can still be a healthy addition to your diet. Here's a helpful tip. Always cook cabbage thoroughly. Boil, steam, or stir-fry it well before eating. Fermented options like traditional sauerkraut or kimchi can also be easier to digest and may reduce any negative effects on the thyroid due to the fermentation process. Looking for gentler alternatives? Try water spinach, Malabar spinach, or zucchini. These vegetables are easier on the digestive system, cooling for the body, and packed with nutrients perfect for aging bodies. 5. Eggplant, soft and tasty, but may quietly trigger joint pain or kidney stones. Eggplant has long been a staple in many traditional meals, whether it's grilled and dipped in sauce, stewed with meat, or added to soups. It's flavorful, filling, and easy to enjoy. But not everyone tolerates eggplant well, especially older adults. For some, this vegetable may come with a few hidden downsides. First, eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, the same group that includes tomatoes, potatoes, and bell peppers. These vegetables contain a natural compound called solanine, which can trigger inflammation in some people, particularly those with sensitive systems or conditions like arthritis or gout. If you notice joint stiffness, tingling in your limbs, or worsening aches after eating eggplant, solanine might be the silent culprit. Second, eggplant is also high in oxalate substances that can bind with calcium in the body and contribute to kidney stones. For anyone with a history of kidney issues or prior stones, too much eggplant could potentially lead to flare-ups or complications. Third, eggplant's skin is fairly thick, and its tiny seeds can be difficult to digest, especially for older adults with weaker digestion. This can lead to bloating, burping, or dull stomach discomfort, especially if the dish isn't cooked thoroughly. Some people even report mild reactions like mouth tingling or a heavy feeling in the stomach after eating eggplant, without realizing the cause. So what's the best way to enjoy it? Never eat eggplant raw or undercooked. Instead, roast it well, stew it until soft, or sauté it thoroughly to reduce solanine levels and make the skin easier to digest. If you have kidney or joint issues, consider removing the skin before cooking, or simply eat it less frequently. Want a gentler alternative? Try pumpkin, zucchini, or loofah, sponge gourd. These are light on the stomach, easy to cook, and don't promote inflammation or kidney stress. 6. Potatoes filling and delicious, but can spike your blood sugar. Dear friends, potatoes have long been a favorite comfort food across generations, from simple boiled potatoes to crispy fries. They add flavor and satisfaction to any meal. But for older adults, eating potatoes too often may not be the wisest choice. First, potatoes have a very high glycemic index. This means your body quickly converts them into glucose, causing a sharp rise in blood sugar, much like eating white rice. While younger people can usually manage this spike thanks to steady insulin production, older adults, especially those with diabetes or metabolic issues, may experience fatigue, weight gain, or even increased risks to heart and nerve health after eating too many potatoes. Second, fried potato dishes such as French fries or potato chips pose an even greater risk. When potatoes are cooked at high heat, they produce a compound called acrylamide, which has been linked to chronic inflammation and may contribute to cancer risk over time. If you ever feel more joint pain or fatigue after a fried meal, your body might be signaling something deeper. Third, many people peel their potatoes before cooking, but that outer skin actually contains most of the fiber. Fiber helps slow the absorption of sugar, keeping blood sugar levels stable and helping you feel full longer. Without it, the sugars in potatoes hit your system faster, making you feel hungry again sooner and potentially leading to weight gain, especially if you carry excess belly fat or visceral fat. So, how can you enjoy potatoes in a healthier way? Boiled or baked potatoes are your best options, and if possible, eat them with the skin on. Avoid eating them daily, stick to small portions, and choose times when your body is feeling balanced and not overly hungry. Looking for a smarter substitute? Try sweet potatoes. They have a naturally sweet flavor, a lower glycemic index, more fiber, and they're also great for your eyes and skin. 7. Spinach, nutritious, but not a kidney's best friend. Dear friends, spinach has long been praised as the king of greens, packed with vitamin K, iron, magnesium, and powerful antioxidants. You'll find it in soups, stir-fries, and even smoothies. But for older adults, spinach is one of those vegetables that should be enjoyed with a bit of caution. Why is that? Because spinach is high in oxalates, natural compounds that, when combined with calcium in the body, can form kidney stones. Young, healthy kidneys can usually filter them out. But as we age and kidney function declines, eating too much spinach may increase the risk of painful stones, urinary discomfort, lower back pain, or difficulty urinating. If you've been eating spinach regularly and experience lingering backaches or achy joints, oxalate buildup might be a contributing factor. Another concern is that oxalates can reduce the body's ability to absorb calcium, a key mineral that older adults especially need to protect against osteoporosis and fractures. So, should you give up spinach completely? Not at all. Spinach still offers great health benefits. The key is in how you eat it. Cook it by boiling or steaming, and discard the first batch of water. This helps reduce oxalate content. Avoid eating spinach raw too often, especially in salads or green juices. Pair it with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or cheese to help balance calcium levels and reduce oxalate absorption. Looking for safer, gentler alternatives? Try amaranth greens, Malabar spinach, or water spinach. These leafy vegetables are lower in oxalates, easier to digest, and great for bone and joint health, perfect for aging bodies. 8. Kale, nutrient-dense, but not always a good fit for everyone. Dear friends, kale has become a superstar in the world of healthy eating, often added to green juices, salads, and stir-fry dishes. It's rich in vitamin C, calcium, fiber, and antioxidants, all known for boosting immunity and reducing inflammation. But here's something people rarely talk about. Kale isn't ideal for everyone, especially older adults. First, kale is high in oxalates, just like spinach. In large amounts, these compounds can increase the risk of kidney stones, especially in people with a history of stones or weakened kidney function. Common signs include back pain, burning when urinating, or difficulty passing urine after eating kale. Second, kale contains a substance called goiterin, which can interfere with iodine absorption and impact thyroid function. For those with hypothyroidism or sluggish thyroids, too much kale may lead to fatigue, cold hands and feet, brain fog, or unexplained weight gain. If you've ever had a kale smoothie and felt drained or low on energy afterward, your thyroid could be reacting. So how can you enjoy kale more safely? Always cook it well. Steaming, boiling, or sautéing helps reduce both oxalates and goiterin. Avoid eating it raw too often, especially in large servings or in concentrated green juices. Stick to moderate portions. More isn't always better, even with healthy foods. Smart tip: pair kale with gentler, nutrient-rich vegetables like mustard greens, pumpkin, or amaranth greens. These support digestion, provide variety, and reduce the load on the kidneys and thyroid. 9. Bell peppers, colorful and tasty, but may trigger bloating and joint pain. Dear friends, bell peppers with their vibrant reds, yellows, and greens are a favorite in many dishes, from stir-fries and stews to salads. They're packed with vitamin C, fiber, and beta-carotene, making them appear like the perfect healthy choice. But for older adults, bell peppers should be eaten in moderation, especially if you're dealing with digestive issues or joint discomfort. First, bell pepper skins are thick and hard to digest. After age 50, our stomach acid and digestive enzymes decrease, so eating peppers, especially undercooked, can lead to bloating, indigestion, or acid reflux. If you already suffer from GERD, you may notice a flare-up after meals with bell peppers. Second, bell peppers belong to the nightshade family like eggplants, potatoes, and tomatoes and contain solanine, a compound that can trigger inflammation. People with arthritis, gout, or autoimmune issues may experience joint stiffness, swelling, or morning aches after eating too many peppers. Some people also report mild allergic reactions, like itching or nasal congestion, and often chalk it up to just aging, when in fact, the peppers may be the cause. So, do you need to give them up entirely? Not necessarily. You can roast or peel them before cooking to make them easier to digest. Avoid eating them raw, especially in salads. If you still feel discomfort after eating them, consider cutting back or switching to gentler alternatives. Better options: carrots, zucchini, or broccoli, all packed with nutrients, easy on digestion, and less likely to trigger inflammation. We've just walked through 9 popular vegetables that, while healthy in general, may cause trouble for older adults if eaten the wrong way. From peas and corn to spinach, kale, potatoes, and bell peppers, every vegetable has its pros and cons. The real issue isn't whether a food is good or bad, but how we eat it, how often, how it's prepared, and whether it suits our individual health needs. Here are a few golden tips for eating vegetables wisely in later life. Don't rely on just one type of veggie every day. Mix things up and listen to how your body responds. For oxalate-rich greens like spinach and kale, always cook them and discard the first batch of water. For thick-skinned veggies like eggplant and bell peppers, cook them thoroughly or peel if needed. Limit starchy veggies like corn and potatoes. Choose organic when possible, and avoid deep frying. After age 50, understanding what your body truly needs and what it doesn't becomes more important than ever. Eating the right vegetables the right way can help reduce joint pain, prevent kidney stones, stabilize blood sugar, and improve digestion, leading to better sleep, better moods, and a more vibrant life each day. Take care of yourself, eat smart, and continue living fully and joyfully.